Yo, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm really pleased to announce the release of my new frame and my new bind and fly, the HaloRC Signis. So this is a 7-inch Cinelifter frame designed for carrying cameras like this, the Micro Studio G2. And as you can see, it's got the camera on top, battery on the bottom, and the motors inverted. For a while now, I've been running the Blackmagic Studio G2 on my HaloRC build on top with the battery on the bottom, and it's been working great. It's a really good setup. The powertrain is perfect. The 2808 motors with 7-inch props provides lots of power to carry that payload, and it runs really nicely with a 6S 2200 milliamp hour battery. Now at the start of the year I started playing around with inverting the motors on my HaloRC builds, because this allowed you to run 8-inch props on 7-inch arms, so giving you a bit more power. So when you've got the battery on the bottom anyway, you're lifting the drone off of the ground for landing, so inverting the motors doesn't affect that so much, and you can just run a camera right on top in the middle. But I mainly found that the running 8-inch is just a bit too much more power than you really need for carrying such a light camera like the Studio G2. So I set about designing a whole new frame. So that led me to design this, the HaloRC Signis, which is camera on top, battery on bottom, inverted motors, and yeah, designed to be ran that way from the ground up. So I've managed to save 100 grams in the frame weight over the HaloRC and create a much smaller compact rig. So yeah, let me show you some flight footage now, and then we'll take a closer look at what I've come up with. Okay, so as you can see here, the Cygnus's main feature is this new camera mount. It's all carbon fibre, unlike my previous mount that used this little metal right angle parts. This is, this uses all carbon fibre and nuts and bolts, so it's super strong, and it gives you 0 all the way up to 35 degrees of camera angle. And the particular good thing about the Cygnus is that even at 0 degrees you get absolutely no props in view. I have only tested it with the Studio G2 running a 7.5mm lens, but yeah, really good, because you'll be able to do super slow stuff and super fast stuff all with the same setup. The camera mount at the front for your FPV camera is designed for both the 03 and the 04 camera, and offers some protection, so if you nosedive you're probably not going to be able to hit the camera head on, and you don't get any carbon fibre in your FPV feed. So a nice clean FPV feed and a nice clean cinema camera feed. Now the camera mount is removable by these 4 bolts, similar to the naked cameras that I've made, and so you can use alpha gels to soft mount it, but I've actually been using just TPU and effectively hard mounting it to the frame and having really good results. Both the gyro on the flight controller and the gyro on the camera both work really well even when hard mounted, but because I know that there'll be some people's setups and some people's cameras that may need to be soft mounted, I wanted to retain the ability to be able to use alpha gels. I also find it easier to just remove the entire camera mount with the camera attached and then put the whole camera mount onto a new setup. So I've got some other frames in the works that are also going to be using this pattern. So you'll be able to transfer this whole camera mount between two different setups. And of course, anyone would be able to design a frame that uses this camera mounting pattern. So in the future you might be able to see frames from other manufacturers that you can use my camera mount on. I've also designed other variations of it so that it works on my Horror, so it'll fit any naked camera mounted frame, and also a DAC mounted version for any frame that is designed for mounting a DAC mount. So as standard, my bind and flies come with GPS already fitted, namely the Maytech M10. Just works really well. So that's mounted on the back there, and using the original antennas that come with the air units, I just don't find any benefit from using aftermarket ones. The ones that came with the air units that DJI built the system around and have done all their long range testing on and stuff, they obviously work absolutely fine. So, and because they're nice and small and compact, they just go really well with this whole setup. But there are some SMA mounts that you can fit inside here. So if you really want to, you can use aftermarket SMAs, some long SMAs, just in, you know, I don't fly in every single situation, so some people might really benefit from them. So you can add them if you need to, but personally I prefer to use the original antennas. Now you can see that the XT60 is routed through the frame and comes out the bottom plate here, secured in place by that bit of TPU. So then you can just go plug your drone battery in on the bottom. So it's nice and clean, all the wires are out of the way. You can also see this rear panel. Now inside there is a 12 volt 2.5 amp BEC for powering your camera. So it takes the power straight off of your ESC where you put your XT60 in and feeds it up into the BEC and then outputs the 12 volt into your camera. So it just uses an XT30, so if you're using one of my Studio G2 backpacks, it'll just plug straight in, or if you just want to plug it straight into your camera, then you just have to make up a little cable to do so. You can see here on the bottom of the frame there's this extra piece of carbon there. That's just to add more strength and rigidity where you're mounting the battery, and it also means that when you loop the battery strap through the frame, you've still got a nice flat surface there for your battery to sit up against. So for the bind and fly, I found that because this frame is a lot smaller profile and much more compact than say a Horus, I'm finding that 1500 kV motors are absolutely fine, and my favourite motors at the moment are these Emax Pro ones. They're super smooth and got loads of power. So I'm running the T-Motor F55 amp stack, so that's an 8S stack. So this is an 8S capable bird. So yeah, all my bind and flies from now on are coming 8S capable because I'm going to be running this stack on all of them. 8S, just like it was when we went from 4S to 6S back in the day, the power, it's got so much more power when you run 8S. So if you're flying this really fast all the time, then I highly recommend just going over to 8S. I sell my own Celestial Series 8S packs available on the website, and they're obviously the perfect match for this frame as well. So yeah, this is a 6 to 8S, absolute beast of a setup for flying the Studio G2 or similar cameras like the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. Comes fully equipped with GPS, with return to home, all nicely tuned and set up by me. They're all hand built by me here in the UK and available to ship worldwide. Okay, so I hope you like what I've come up with. I'm so happy with this frame. It's probably my favourite, if I'm honest. I never said that before about any of the frames that I've designed in the past, but yeah, I just really like this setup. It's just, yeah, it's mint. It works really well. I hope you like it too, and if you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.